The Staveley Stall project is 720 square kilometres of some of the most prospective country in Australia. It's slammed between the Stall Gold Project, where there's 6 million ounces of gold been produced, the Staveley Minerals Copper Project to the south, the Navarre Minerals Morning Bill Project to the south, and it's just beautiful. It hasn't been explored, and it's got deposits, I'm sure, waiting to be discovered. It's got awesome geology. It's already produced 100,000 ounces of gold. There's sniffs of copper all the way along the volcanic trend, and it's the same geology which runs into New South Wales, which hosts possibly the most profitable gold copper projects in the world. We're drilling it. This year, in the middle of COVID, in our first 10 months of having the ground, we drilled 143 holes. There's 44 holes currently outstanding in the lab right now. We flew the whole project with 200 metre space gravity. We acquired LiDAR, Worldview Landsat. We took thousands of rock chip samples and soil samples. We've done land access deals with dozens of farmers. We're getting on the ground and getting started towards making a discovery. The Russell's Copper Project is a patch of ground on the Halls Creek tectonic zone, nestled between an awesome nickel copper cobalt project at Savannah and the Argyle Diamond Mine, in a fault system that's long lived and produced lots of world-class deposits. And on our tenement, there's a lot of copper anomalism, lots of it. Actually, see this? This is a lump of copper. It's actual copper. And copper is a good indicator of copper. We've got rock tube samples there. Well, this is 100% copper. So we're going in there now to follow up on work that was done. There's only ever been 13 holes drilled at the Russells project. 13. Each one of them got better than 0.2% copper. There's also shows of nickel sulfides in the drilling. So we've basically flown that whole project in heli EM. We've got some really red hot conductors up there. In fact, it looks like there's a great big fish under the boat. If you look at the data, you should sort of have a look at some of these sections. It looks fantastic. So we're going to get up there and drill. But the project came to us through the local Aboriginal people up there. I got to know those people in another life. And they picked up the phone and called me and said, did you want to do a deal? We had a look at the project, and after a bit of an argy-bargy, they became shareholders and we became owners. And I can't wait to get up there and drill. It's a good question. So there's only been 13 holes drilled there. So why hasn't there been more work? Why hasn't the discovery been done? And well, partly it's because it gets hot up there at summertime and it gets wet. So people generally only explore up there for half of the year. But also when there was a bit of a downturn in exploration activity, the ground was locked up by some Aboriginal people picked up the ground. And maybe it took until now for them to meet someone who they trusted to come in there and give the place a crack. So right now, Battery Minerals is getting ready to go up to Russell's to drill. And that means identifying the location exactly of the conductors that we want to drill, planning those holes, working out how to get rigs in to go and drill them, and working out what we need to do in relation to getting access to go and drill those holes. And then there is a whole bunch of areas which are going to be easy to drill, but I'm expecting there's a couple of those targets which are low priority anyway that might not be easy to get in and drill. So we found a contractor, we're working through the process of the heritage work, and then we'll go out there and do it. Battery Minerals has some graphite assets in Mozambique, and we've worked on those for about 6 years to bring those into production and demonstrate their capability of producing precursor anode for batteries and all other applications. And in the process of doing that work, we identified a way of partnering with Tirupati Graphite to extract the most value possible from those assets. These guys have been in the industry for 40 years. They currently have got operations that are cash flow positive. They are competitive with China on every aspect. And we've basically going to take those assets and put them into Tirupati and in return we'll become the second largest shareholder in Terra Party. That'll be Battery Minerals. So Battery Minerals shareholders will get full exposure to the upside as Terra Party grow their production and develop those assets, and they are completely committed to. In fact, they're obligated to as part of the agreement with the Mozambique government. So that's going to happen. And then they will fund the development of those assets 100%. Yeah, so from here on out, Battery Minerals is going to keep drilling in Victoria. We're going to be drilling in the Russell's Copper Project in the Kimberley. And we're going to see catalysts of value as Terra Party close out the deal on the Mozambique asset and they grow their production. So if you sort of add up the value of the shares that we own in Terra Party, the cash that we've got in the bank, right? We've got grants coming in from the Victorian government and the Mozambique government owes us nearly $2 million. Collectively, there's about sort of $18 million worth of tangible assets there. So our current market cap's only $27 million. So with an enterprise value of that market cap minus the cash of about $8 million, $9 million, I think we're a bargain. So if you are looking to invest in someone that's got exposure to the right commodities and they're doing some deals which also have opportunities to crystallize value, and we're out there having a crack in the bush, we're drilling holes, we're collecting samples, we're trying to be innovative, and we're working hard and our team are highly incentivized to make it happen, I think we're a bloody good investment.